thank you all for coming along. I'm Zoe from Open Sight, as most of you know. Just a few house rules to begin with. We are going to leave the microphones on, so you can interact with Penny, but please just, be respectful, obviously, when Penny's talking or someone else is talking. We're baking microwave ginger cake, which I'm looking forward to because it is one of my favourite flavours is ginger. And this is being recorded, as you regulars do know. This is recorded, so if you don't want to be seen on the video, please turn your cameras off. During the actual baking part with Penny, she will be spotlighted on the screen, so you should just see Penny. But if you would like to show your creations, if you are baking along with Penny, we'd love to see them on the screen so we can enjoy what you've made and perhaps pop round and have a taste as well. So I will hand over to Penny, and thanks, Penny, over to you.
Good morning, Zoe. Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
This is I regret to say, this is one of those embarrassingly simple recipes that I feel quite ashamed that you're all taking so much effort to do. And it was sent to me by one of the people who took part on one of the previous sessions. So if you've got some recipes that you think you'd like to share, please feel free to send them. And I've tested this a couple of times now, just to make sure, we could do it with confidence. And I'm pretty sure we can. So what I've got here is a saucepan. Now, you could do this in the microwave, but I'm always really cautious about putting a lot of sugar and fat into the microwave. So I'm actually preferring to do it in a saucepan. Okay. And in this saucepan, I have the milk, the butter, brown sugar. It says golden syrup and treacle. In the pan, as I said, there is the milk, butter, brown sugar, and because I was using up a tin of treacle, I've just got treacle today. But you could have half and half treacle and syrup, or actually I think you could probably have half and half treacle and honey, whatever you've got handy. I think the treacle is quite an important flavour in this cake. So what I'm going to do is put this pan on the heat. As I said, you could put it in the microwave. If you're doing that, I would commend a really low temperature, because I know that butter and sugar can really arc in the microwave. The last thing we want is all those things going bzzz.
I'm doing it in the saucepan. Penny, just one question. Is it 85-gram combined weight of the treacle and the golden syrup?
It is.
Thank you.
It's about 2 tablespoonfuls of each.
Yeah.
Okay. All we're doing with that is we're not trying to get it very hot. We're just trying to melt it all together and get the sugar dissolved. What I've got here is my silicone mold. Now, this is a round silicone mold with, I don't know what you call it, like a trumpet in the middle. So it's going to make a ring cake, which is quite good.
Oh, no. Yes.
And I've put a knob of butter in it earlier on this morning. So it's just softened up, and I'm just sort of using the fingertip method, wiping it around, just going to get it nicely coated all the way through. I have a huge array of silicone, and I use it in the oven, I use it in the microwave. You can steam with it. I tell you what I have got. I have some amazing little silicone cones that I make bagels with. So when you want to steam bagels or poach them, particularly as a blind person, trying to find this little bagel that's bobbing around in a pan of hot water, having it on a little cone that you can actually pull out is much easier. And I made a little grabbing section for it, so I don't even have to put my hand into hot water. I can just grab them out. Okay, so that's my mold greased. I've still got the stuff bubbling away. Yes, I have a sous chef here, my delightful Alan, who is wiping cleaning me, as he knows well what to do. How? Right, there's the buttered roll, and I'm just going to put in a little flour. I don't know whether you've got a flour shaker. This is an old herb pot, you know, where you buy herbs, dried herbs. And I just fill that up with flour, and then I can just not have vast amounts of flour popping all over the place, getting a mess. Because I don't know about you, but making a mess is the worst thing for blind people. So easy. So that's
just put butter and then put the flour all over my fingers. Is that okay? Just painted it basically with sort of flour all around.
Yes, so buttered it with my fingers all around.
Yeah.
Some flour and shaking it around. But I haven't done mad shaking because, again, that's when I get flour everywhere. Okay, so I'm just going to go turn around. Okay, I'm going to turn the heat up on my pan. Yeah, it's getting hot now. Okay, so before we go much further, I wanted to show you my whisk, which is quite an interesting one. It's a typical metal whisk end, and then it's sort of ratcheted in the handle. So when you press down, it turns. I'm going to try and see if you can hear it. Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Just about.
That's all you have to do is put it in and just pump it up and down.
Oh, wow.
I think I got it at some Ideal Home or something years ago, but it's really handy for small amounts of whisking. And what I'm going to do is I've got here my eggs. So I'm going to crack my eggs into a bowl. 2 eggs. 1. Wipe them out, get every scrap. 2.
Also take that off the heat.
Okay. I'm going to put my whisk in and a couple of I'm putting my hand right over the top to keep everything stable. Beaten eggs done. So I'm just going to rest that hand on that whisk.
Susie Nyman has joined the meeting.
Okay. My cleaning person is cleaning. I now have my box here, which I'm checking with my nose to make sure I'm not putting the wrong things into my box. In here I have my flour, my bicarbonate of soda, the pinch of salt, the mixed spice, and lots of ground ginger. And you can obviously go mad with ground ginger.
I wish we had smelly vision.
Oh yeah, I wish that was the thing.
I'm now going to bring over my pan.
Alert from Jenny Glover to everyone. Do you ever put small chunks of crystallized ginger into the cake or raisins? Left parent more for texture.
Yes.
Right parent.
The answer to that question is yes. And I've got something to show you in a minute. Right, I'm pouring in the liquid.
Yeah.
Has it gone all gooey?
Yeah,
It's beginning to look like that.
Yucky and I've just licked my fingers, which is disgraceful, but I don't care.
Don't care
Right.
at all.
In it's gone. I'm going to give it a bit of a beat with my whisk.
I'm just using a spoon.
I'm putting in my eggs. Those are those beaten eggs going in. Right, now you need a clean finger. See how it feels very wet. I agree, it feels wet.
Lot of liquid in it.
I must admit, it's quite runny.
It is quite runny. What I'm going to do is take, may I pass you that whisk and take that away? I'm going to take my silicone spatula and just stir it in and make sure I've got all the bits around the outside properly mixed in. It's like a thick sauce, isn't it?
Yeah.
A clean finger. Okay.
Keep mistaking it for chocolate.
I am now going to pour this into my mould.
Okay.
Is there like a good technique, Penny, for pouring stuff into a mold? Like I tend to hold on to the whatever I'm pouring it into, so I know where it is.
I'm holding both.
Yeah.
Obviously the bowl, and
Yeah.
I'm just scraping down. So I'm making sure that the lip of the bowl is actually over the edge of the mold.
That's it. Yeah.
Can I come into you? Really scrape this down. I'm going to put it in the other hand actually, and scrape it out of the bowl. It is quite thick.
Yeah, it is quite thick actually.
Is it better at your end now? You're feeling a bit happier.
I feel a bit happier now, I must say.
I haven't mixed it yet.
Okay. It's like a thick custard.
Mm.
I keep thinking it's chocolate.
It's
Wishful
quite
thinking.
yummy.
Yeah, mine's
Right.
right. Let's go.
Is that empty now?
I bet it smells lush.
Mm.
I tell you what, it tastes quite good. Right. I am going to put this into the microwave on full power for 9 minutes. When I first made it, I was really terrified about 9 minutes, but
Yeah, that does terrify me a little bit. Ooh.
yeah. So I'm going to go for it. Oh, Ellen, could you just wipe down the? I don't know about you, but I'm not so keen on getting it down the side of the mold. So Alan's just giving it a clean. If I had a bit more time, I could do that myself.
And do you put a top on it at all? I'm not
No,
very.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to know.
I just throw it in.
Oh, okay. I don't use
No,
my microwave that much.
I was
Yeah.
going to say, you need to cover it at all.
No,
No.
just
Oh,
throw it in the
okay.
microwave. Door closed. Alexa, set timer 9 minutes. I don't have one of those talking microwaves.
No,
No,
so
I don't.
I'm just doing it the manual method.
I know how to set the timer on it though.
Yeah.
I just press buttons and turn knobs and hope for the best.
When I started this today, I had a clean apron.
It looks clear to us. Penny.
Now, I've made this cake a couple of times before to test it before today. So I'm praying I got the amount of flour right. And I found that it doesn't last very long. 2 days as a cake is probably enough. It tended to dry out a bit. And so what you might want to do is serve it with custard, serve it with ice cream. I made a really excellent honey and ginger ice cream last week, which is delish. Because I'm making it in a ring mold, I could fill the inside of the cake with ginger and honey ice cream. Yum!
Oh, yum.
Sounds amazing.
What I'm doing today is, yesterday I peeled and sliced some pears, popped them in the microwave with a bit of water and some chopped crystallized ginger, and I just cooked them until they were poached. And today Alan has taken the liquid off that and he's put it straight back into the pan that we've just used with all the butter and sugar and everything. And so he's reducing the liquid in that pan. Then we'll reheat the pears, and so those will get poured into the middle of the ring mold when it's cooked, which I'm going to turn out into a bowl actually, so it'll catch the juice. So the hot pears will go into the middle, and then I will pour the hot syrup, the reduced hot syrup, over, well, he will do it actually because it's easier for him. Pour it over the cake.
Wow.
Yeah. And that, you know, I think we're making quite a quick, simple pudding here. That you can serve And don't forget the ginger ice cream as well.
Absolutely. I've never had ginger ice cream.
Neither have I.
Well, if you look, have we posted that blog, Alan? The ginger ice cream blog? Yes. If you go to my Facebook page, did you know that every week I post a recipe?
I put on the open.
Yeah.
Last week was ginger and honey ice cream.
It's on the Open Sight.
Did you hear that? Alan's just said it's on the Open Sight Facebook page.
Excellent. Yeah.
Across it. Yeah. Yeah.
And it is so easy because it doesn't use an egg custard. It's just use cream milk, sugar, and you put in powdered milk because that's what you need to do the right consistency.
Nice.
And instead of using sugar, I used honey. Homemade, of course.
Of course.
How are you doing out there?
Is everyone baking along that's here, or is people listening along?
This is Jacqueline. I couldn't find the ingredients, so I'm just listening at the moment. It's the first time I've actually done an online this sort of thing. But yeah. But I'm struggling with the camera and everything.
Yeah,
it's Susie. I'm sitting in my classroom because I'm at college, so I can't normally bake it. I just listen and then I can do it later, or send it to my brother because he loves ginger cake.
Excellent.
His daughter makes cookies every Saturday, so I keep sending her the recipes to make them for my brother. So thank you very much.
Brilliant.
If you've got some, things that you'd like to make, you've sort of given up making or not quite sure how to do it, I'm really happy to do it. And that, I think, Alexa, stop.
Yeah.
Excuse me just a minute.
Yeah, so have a think of any recipe suggestions, guys, and let us know, and we can certainly see if we can get them in our next baking session. So we're going right the way through till December, and beyond, hopefully as well. But
Right, I have got mine here. It's damn hot, so be careful. And I'm feeling it, and you can just feel it's slightly springy. It is set. I'm not going to, it's firming up all the time as I speak to you.
Right.
So I wouldn't cook it any more than that 9 minutes, because I think, particularly with a ring mold, because you know that with a ring mold, the heat gets into the cake really quickly in the center. So I would be strict about how long I cook it for, and even think that when I first took it out, it felt just slightly undercooked, but it is firming up as I do it. So I'm going to let that go. Alan, will you pop the pears into the microwave, please? And those can just warm up. And I've got here a large bowl. I've got the large bowl. I'm just going to let that warm up a bit more. And because it's silicone, I'm just going to give it a sort of pull it out all around the edges, which will hopefully just start loosening it. And then I have to do this terrifying thing in front of you all, trying to turn it out.
Good luck.
And if you're horrible, I'll switch my video off when you just pretend it's all wonderful. Okay. Shall I go for it?
Go for it.
Yeah.
Go for it. Okay. Roll over the top. Oh God.
It's still hot.
It is hot. It's not desperate. Okay. I think the bowl is just... Right, you know what's going to happen, don't you? I'm just going to say, sod it and go.
Yeah, they'll all taste the same.
Okay. Alan, has that come out?
It has.
Oh, wow.
Excellent.
Brilliant.
You want to hold it up, Penny, for the camera?
I will. It's got a little homemade mark on one side, just to give authenticity. I probably should have been good and waited a little longer. Let's put our pears in the middle.
Yep. Shall I hold it up?
Yes, let's put the pears in the middle.
There, look at that boy.
So these are hot, and I put a couple of handfuls of chopped up crystallized ginger. So in they go. And of course, if you were a good egg, you'd be making these really decorative and all the rest of that rhubarb.
Oh, no.
I'm not. And I'm scrabbling around at the bottom of the box to get some of the ginger out. Oh yes, there's some. And then, Alan, have you got a syrup to go around that? In fact, I'm going to just put some of this pear on the top.
Reduce a bit more.
Give it a good boil then. I'm just decorating this. Can I tell you, blind people decorating cakes is always rather fun. How are other people's cakes coming on?
Yeah, I've just got mine out. It's Ashton. It's looking very nice.
Mine is in the microwave still. Got a minute or two to go.
That's okay.
It's smelling very nice. Should I take it out and check though?
Check if you want to. Just be careful, it'll be jolly hot.
Yeah.
My extractor ones. Zoe, I'm just holding mine up to the camera.
Okay, if anyone would like to show theirs creations,
Just waiting for my syrup to go on.
Penny, can I see what your ring mold looks like? Because I
Yes.
didn't know what you meant. So
I think the sous chef has already washed it.
oh,
Here's my ring mold. Can you see it?
it looks like
yeah.
right, okay. I wasn't quite sure because when I googled it, I was getting all sorts of strange things coming up, and I thought I'll just make it in something, and then I'll see what you actually put next to
And
you.
so if you push, this will push through. So when you turn it out, let me just turn it inside out.
Oh, it just pushes it out.
Oh, looks
And it
nice.
comes out like that.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you can see that
Yeah.
that's where it was.
Yeah.
I turned it upside down, pulled up all around the edge, and then you just take the inside out. But there,
No, I
this-
wow.
Mine in
Clever.
I just put mine in a Pyrex dish and put a little ramekin dish in the middle to make a circle.
Yep.
So mine
Yeah,
will
good
not look
idea.
like a sweetie at all,
That's a
but
good
here we go.
idea.
If I can try and show you.
But one of those is really
I think the
good.
dish moved, so it's not quite in the right place, but that's mine.
Yeah. Somebody gets smaller portions. I
Yeah.
like ring mold
Oh, yeah.
I think I've disappeared.
because I would
Oh.
make a jelly in it
Wow.
or a mousse.
That's-
What's been so surprising is, as somebody said earlier, how wet the mix was.
Yes.
I know, I can't believe it now.
That's quite funny, actually. Say that.
Who has got some requests about recipes they might like? And we've got Magda here this time to make a record so that we know what you might like to make.
Penny, I'd like some suggestions for things that I could make in advance, or do stages in advance, so that on, when I've got people round or when it's a do or whatever, I just do the minimum at the last minute. Because
Okay.
I find bringing everything together when there's people milling around and all wanting to help, I shut the door on them.
Yeah.
They're a disaster when they want to help, aren't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
anything that you can do mostly in advance.
Things you can cook ahead. Very happy to do that.
Mm.
And because also there are some casseroles. We do a Mediterranean chicken, a Mediterranean turkey, tarragon
wow.
chicken, things like that, that I sort of casserole. And some of them I cook in the sous vide, which is the water bath, which I know people won't have, but we could do it in the oven.
Mm.
Just things that you can vacuum freeze and then you get out and tart up with some fresh herbs and throw it on the plate.
That sounds
Any other
lovely.
requests? We make a really good Mediterranean vegetable tart with black olives, peppers, tomatoes, courgettes.
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah, that's the one I do. I use pesto. Sometimes I have a pesto and tomato and basil tart.
Yes.
Mm.
Oh, Alan's just reminding us that he makes a really good tillon, which is about aubergine, peppers, tomatoes, courgettes, things like that.
Yeah.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, or ladies, we're very select here today, aren't we? Alan is now pouring the syrup, which he's thickened and reduced over the heat, over our cake. So this is a pear and ginger syrup, pouring over the cake, over the poached pears, which are filling up the hole in the middle, and I've just laid some around the top. And there's bits of crystallized ginger floating around in there.
Oh.
And because it's in a bowl, it will mean that this sponge should soak up some of that syrup, and that will just keep this sponge moister for longer.
Sounds delicious.
So what I would say is this is a cake to have a go with. Eat it over a couple of days, see what you think about it. And then I think there are ways to tart it up a bit. Okay, I don't know whether you can see it. Alan, could you present our... Can you see that?
Oh, yes, I can.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Very good. That looks lovely.
Wasn't that easy? I just poached them in a plastic Lakeland box with a bit of water and the chopped up ginger. Whack. And we made the, reduced the liquid. In the same pan, we'd cooked the syrup and treacle and butter and sugar. So I was just using that to clean off the rest of the anything left in that pan and have the same flavors go through.
You're going to have a lovely lunch today, Penny, aren't you? And as Penny said, future sessions will be the second Monday of the month. So we're looking at, Penny sent these dates over, the 13th of September for the next one after August. But we will obviously advertise it. And if you've been to our bakings before, or like you have today, we'll obviously send you out the links and dates for the next one as well, so you can register if you'd like to join us again.
Yeah, brilliant.
Anyone have any more questions before we sign off?
No, thank you.
No?
Is everybody reasonably happy with their cakes?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yes. Haven't eaten it. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Well, I'll do it and I'll let you know next time how I do.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah, will do.
Okay. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
Another great baking exclusive session with Penny Melville Brown, hosted by Open Sight Hampshire. To register for free, please contact Open Sight on 02380 641 244 or email info@opensight.org.uk or visit our website and social media pages, including Eventbrite, where you can register.